glad to hear this new album. Never Left. It's classic, man. I mean, it's vintage, classic Snoop Dogg, but it's updated too. Can you tell people a little bit about it?
Well, what I wanted to do on this record, I wanted to make a record that could, represent who I've always been, who I've been for the past 25 years, and at the same time put a brand new twist on it musically, sonically, and lyrically, and just do what I do best and attack it from an angle that I know, and just represent hip hop the way I know how to represent hip hop.
Now, speaking on that, you have a lot of legendary references as well as appearances. You have KRS-One, there's a Houdini reference, you have Too Short, and a lot of nostalgia as well, but it doesn't sound dated. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, a lot of the old school artists and music, it'll never die.
Hmm.
It's all about how you present it. And one thing we like to do is present, music in a fashion where it's musically first and it makes you feel good. So dynamically, you can't put a time or era or period on it because it feels good right now. And anytime you play a record that feels good right now, it's going to feel good later on in life as well.
Hmm. Now, you dropped the album last year, and I don't know how it was received on your end, but this year you seem to be making a statement with this album. The title alone says a lot. What's the difference between that album and this album?
I believe that album was more about me creatively making a record that was about that moment and really wasn't about me trying to make a statement. It was just me throwing a record out that I felt good about because I wanted to do it.
Uh,
And this one is more about a statement to be made as far as I really wanted to go in and fine tune it and make sure that I was lyrically on point, the production was right, the concept was on point, and that the record had a meaning. So when people heard it and listened to it, they knew what it was about as opposed to trying to figure it out.
right. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you worked with a lot of writers on that album. Is that correct?
Yeah, on the Kool-Aid record, I worked
Yeah.
with a lot of different writers just because I was, I'm open to let other people get down with me, and
Uh,
because that's how I got my start from writing for Dr. Dre. So
uh,
never too big to say that you can't write for me or present me something. I'm open for it. Some of my biggest records, Sexual Eruption was wrote by Shorty Red.
uh,
You know what I'm saying? So I'm open to another man's or another woman's pen if it's correct for the situation.
right.
But on the Never Left record, I went in 100% by myself because I felt like it was statement time. It's like, sometimes you got to go to war by yourself. So that way, in case it don't work, you get all the blame. And if it do work, you get all the blame.
Okay. And you will be honoring Tupac. Can you speak on your relationship? You guys had a unique relationship before Death Row and after. I
Hmm.
mean, amid a lot of chaos and turbulence. But can you speak on your relationship and what it means to honor him?
Oh, wow. Our relationship was, you could say we was like brothers, because brothers, if you know anything about, siblings, you argue, you fight, you love, you got each other's back, and you do anything for each other. So that's basically our relationship wrapped up in one big ball, but it has music components connected to it for the simple fact that I loved him as a musician. I loved him as a movie star. He seen things in me that I didn't see in myself, and it's like we pushed each other. It was like, going to an all-star team when he came to Death Row, and he had to no longer handle all the duties by himself, but he could just play his role. And it made me feel good because I had another all-star that could play with me and play harder than me to push me to another level. So it was a unique relationship because we born in the same year. We grew up on the same things in life. We agree to disagree. We like the same things. We dislike the same things. My weed man became his weed man. I bought a Rolls Royce, he bought a Rolls Royce. So it was like it was things that we was doing. He turned me on to Hugo Boss suits and, Italian shit, all kind of things that I didn't even really know how to, pronounce or whatnot. But it's just the relationship rubbed off on each other the right way for the most part because he instilled a lot of great things in me, and I'm pretty sure I instilled a lot of great things in him. And we just had a great time while he was here on this earth. I look at the great times that we had, not the misunderstandings or the small quarrels that we had, because that's with everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you kicked up a lot of dust earlier this year with your man, I call him 45, but the president. Um, and today we bombed Syria. I was wondering if you had any thoughts on that situation. Clearly, it's really serious, more serious than even a responsive tweet like he would give you. What are your thoughts on where we are now as a country? I mean, you're now a spokesperson for a lot of people.
And I don't know where we at as a country. I mean, it's like this dude running audibles at the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, what is his playbook? What is
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting back watching like y'all.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I don't want to offend nobody or say nothing the wrong way, but at the same time, I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
But I take my stance on who I am and what I'm here for, and I am the voice of the people that can't speak. So I move in a way that others can't move, and some of them ain't equipped to do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm willing to do what needs to be done when the time is right. But right now, I'm just sitting back watching the show, just like you, trying to figure it out, and trying to make sure that God got His hands around us, and making sure that we are alright and we able to continue to press forward and do what we do.
Well, I want to just say thank you from allhiphop.com and all the fans out there. We definitely appreciate you, man. You're a legend. You've been doing it for 20 plus years consistently, shooting 3-pointers at this point, but shooting, but still scoring.
Look
So,
at him. He say I'm shooting threes and
yeah,
I got
man.
bad knees.
Yeah.
Ooh, wait.
Congratulations on everything, brother.
Thank you, loved
Definitely.
one. I appreciate allhiphop.com. Y'all been there from day one, from the dog, from when I was on a mission trying to figure myself out, the days of no limit and
Mm-hmm.
trying to get back on my feet to all that. Y'all was always, open and listening to me and giving me a platform to speak. You understand what I'm saying? So I really appreciate the fact that y'all still, fucking with me years later, because it just shows that y'all really, true to what y'all do. Enough
Yeah.
respect.
And shout out to Tarek Ross out there because he's
Come on
the
now, that's my
community
dog.
dude. We talk to him all the time, too.
That's my dog, man.
Yeah.
President of the Snoop Youth Football League.
Mm-hmm.
Please
Salute.
believe it.